Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Southeast Queens 8th grade Stepping Up ceremony. We definitely want to thank and welcome the parents, guardians, family, friends, and educators of 67 very special young men. Today is not only the last day of school, but it's the last day of middle school for these scholars. They have weathered an unprecedented storm of COVID, of national unrest during their last year of junior high, and they have persevered to now embark upon their last leg of their K through 12 education. Take a moment to clap it up for these young men. Gentlemen, you inspire me so much, and I'm in awe of your resilience through these turbulent times. And without any further ado, the 2020 8th grade Stepping Up ceremony will now commence.
Invictus straight.
Outer net that covers me. Black is the fit from pole to pole.
I think her God may be, for my account was so.
In a fell-cut circumstance, I'm not wish nor cry aloud.
I do the budget of chance. My head is bloody but I'm bowed.
Beyond place of racketeers, wounds but the horror of the shade.
Yet the minutes of the years, fine shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate. Our charge punishment to scroll.
I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul.
Good afternoon, parents, administrators, scholars. I met him as a sixth grader through the after-school program Bell, where I was his educator. Following that up, his seventh grade year, I had the pleasure of being his humanities teacher. In each instance, as well as in mentoring, this young scholar displayed a drive to always be the best version of himself. Through his strength to work smarter, not harder, I envision this young man's life journey to be nothing short of success. He has the necessary ingredients already to enhance on a grander scale. This year's Eagle Academy for Young Men of Southeast Queens Middle School salutatorian, Matthew Okawajoku.
Afternoon, Eagle family. My name is Matthew Okaranjoku, and I am very happy for the opportunity to be speaking to you as the salutatorian of the class of 2024. This isn't what was expected for graduation, but it could be worse. Instead of sulking over what could have been, let's be thankful that we made it to graduation safely. Over my time at Eagle Academy, I've been blessed with many amazing teachers, and especially blessed with the family that would support my academic endeavors. This coming school year is going to have a lot of changes, but I'm sure the class of 2027 can handle that. This next sixth grade class is going to come into a school where they'll be pushed to be their best. Not only do they have an academic advantage over their peers at other schools, Eagle also has amazing extracurriculars. Our school culture is like no other, and I don't believe anyone can truly regret attending this school. Our Black History Month performance, for example, was extraordinary. Other schools would just put up a poster or make announcements about it, but Eagle Academy had an entire show full of talent and education. It was a masterpiece, and it showed off our school's best. Due to the coronavirus cutting short our school year, class of 2024 missed out on experiences like prom and the senior trip. However, we got 3 free Regents credits for staying at home and attending meetings online. What other class can say that? Now that we've been freed of half of our high school Regents, we can use this time to get ahead of the curve and study high school material. I believe that the class of 2024 can get at least an 80 average, each and every single one of you. So make sure you use your time wisely and make sure that your best self is attending school in the fall. If you didn't feel proud of your work this year, take advantage now and make sure that you excel. There's a proverb that's extremely relevant here. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Start planting your academic trees now and you'll bear the fruits at the next graduation. There are many hardworking students in this graduating class, and I can't wait to see how successful you'll all be. I'll always be grateful for the time I spent in Eagle Academy, and I'm looking forward to even more success in high school. Thank you all, and stay safe.
Hello, students. I'm Richard Carranza, Chancellor of New York City Public Schools, the best school system in the country. I have a special message for all of you, our graduating 8th graders. I am so proud of you. This is a big moment in your life as you get ready to go to high school. You're going to discover new interests, meet new friends, tackle more and challenging academics, and learn so much more about yourself and the world around you. And I know you are ready. You didn't just make it through middle school. You finished it out learning from home while the world around us changed. And I know that wasn't easy. Now you know that no matter what obstacles come in your way, you can overcome them. So as you get ready for high school, I have a few words of advice. Find your passion and be clear about your values. Use your voices for positive change and amplify the voices of friends and classmates who are not always heard. Keep reading and learning this summer, and keep safe as you have fun. You are the young leaders we need right now, and we will be waiting for you in September. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Eagle Scholars. You did it. I wish you many successes in the future. Continue to work hard and persevere. You have greatness inside of you, so go be great. And of course, I love you all.
Eagle Academy class of 2020. Wow, time flies. The fact that you all have made it this far is proof that you are ready to take on this world. You guys have faced one of the most difficult and challenging times in our global history. I can only imagine what this experience and what these last couple of months will produce in you as young men. You are no longer just reciting clear and reciting Invictus. You are now living as clear men. You are modeling Invictus in your day-to-day walk. Always remember, no matter how difficult life can be, and it can be difficult as you see, no matter how many challenges you face, just always remember that you made it this far. I am so proud and I am so excited to hear about your success. The world needs you, Eagle young men. We need you to lead. So take your position. Your time is here. Congratulations. Love you all and bless you.
Hey, 8th grade. Congratulations on graduating. I know I had many of you in the 6th grade and some of you in the 7th grade. I just wanted to say congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Good luck in high school.
Hey, my loves, to the amazing young men of the graduating class of 2020. Wow, who would have thunk it, huh? Who would have thought that in our second semester that something so life-changing and life-defining would happen, that we'd have to stop coming to the school building, that we would have to start social distancing, that we would see racism up close and personal in the manner that we have. Who would have thought, huh? But look, you made it. You made it. You made it to the finish line. And I'm so extremely proud of you. You have made 2020 great. You know, many people are going to remember 2020 for COVID. Many people are going to remember it because of Mr. George Floyd and the impact that his murder had. Many are going to remember it because they lost loved ones. Many are going to remember it because they were ill. But we're getting to remember something really marvelous right here and right now, because the young men of Eagle Academy of Southeast Queens, the class of 2020, is graduating on today. You made it. You've done what eagles are supposed to do. You've soared above the clouds. You've soared above the storms. You made it to the correct altitude so that you can get to where you need to go. I'm so extremely proud of you. I've had to make this video over several times because I couldn't do it without crying. But I just need you to know that you have made such an amazing impact in my life. You've left an indelible mark, and I hope that I've done the same. I love you. I'm proud of you. And always remember that Eagle is home base. The friendships and the relationships that you forged here are forever. They're not going anywhere. So whenever you need something, whenever you need someone, remember that Eagle is home base. Always remember to come home. It's always home. Love you. Proud of you. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
To my eighth graders, the class of 2020, I would like to wish you gentlemen the absolute best. It has been a great honor and a privilege to be a part of your steady growth over the past 3 years, meeting you as precocious sixth graders and watching you now as maturing young men entering high school. Thank you for all the lessons you guys have taught us, and thank you for all the times that we've shared and how much we've grown together. I am looking forward to you all achieving even greater things as you enter high school and beyond, and I wish you the absolute best. Much love to you all and your families. This has been truly, truly a blessing, and I'm honored.
Good evening, 8th grade graduates. I'm glad to talk to you. I ain't seen you since March, since we left the school. I'm very proud of you. I'm very joyful to know you since the 6th grade to the 8th grade. And I'm gonna tell you this, like my grandmother used to tell me, the best thing you have in your life is your name. Your name is worth a lot more than money. So be proud of your name and be proud of what your parents achieved for you. And congratulations again. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Principal Hall, AP Harris, Macklin, parents, and students. On this special occasion, I'd like to extend my congratulations to our 8th grade scholars for a job well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. It is with great pleasure and honor that I am presenting your valedictorian for this year, Larson Moncrief. Larson is one of the most studious 8th graders I've ever had the opportunity to encounter. He exhibits clear daily. He is confident in his academic abilities. He has the leadership abilities that he exhibits inside class and outside. He puts effort in everything he does. He exudes academic excellence and he is resilient. Any school would be ecstatic to have him as a student. So it is with great pleasure, once again, I introduce to you your valedictorian, Larson Moncrief.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, and fellow Eagle brothers. I'm proud to stand before you today as this year's 8th grade valedictorian. Let me first thank the Almighty God in heaven for watching over me all my years of life and keeping me under His precious love. Today I realized that hard work and perseverance really pays off, and my late nights of homework and working on projects were not in vain. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for helping me reach this milestone. I want to thank my mom for pushing me to get the highest grades possible, and my dad for reminding me to never fool around when it comes to work. I want to thank my math teacher, Mrs. Quatang, for doing all she can do to help me get to where I am today. When I first learned parabolas in the 8th grade, I did not fully understand the concept of how to scale and reflect them, but she knew I needed help. So she sacrificed some of her time to help me graph parabolas so I can fully understand the skill. I now understand how parabolas work because of her sacrifice of her time. And she taught me all of the math skills I needed to learn so I can use them in later life. I wish her an abundance of blessings on her and her family. I want to especially thank my English teacher, Miss Ellis, for helping me and my classmates understand the concept of social distancing before we were strictly mandated to do it. I remember one activity in my house class where me and my classmates went into the hallway. While we were leaning on the wall, some of us were on one side and some were on the other side. Ms. Ellis told us that when we want the person that's facing us on the other side to come closer to us, we tell them to come closer, and when we want them to move back, we tell them to move back. The funniest part about this activity was that when we told them to go back, we made them go all the way back up to the staircase and to not come down until the activity was over. This activity helped prepare us for the coronavirus while it was yet fun and interesting. My English teacher was very insightful about this activity because it was for our own safety that we had to be socially distant from one another, especially right now. We have completed junior high, my fellow Eagle brothers, which is a really big milestone. But it's not over yet. For high school is the next big milestone to break through. Eagle Academy has really prepared us for high school, and I encourage my fellow graduates to keep pushing yourselves and to follow your dreams because, as Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We will take our education seriously to change our world, because right now, the world isn't looking really good with all these protests and the coronavirus. We will use our commitment to develop our character through competence, creativity, compassion, and love. My fellow students, I leave you with this quote from Manoj Arora. When you push yourself beyond limits, you discover inner reserves, which you never thought existed earlier. And to further elaborate, this quote means that when you push past your limits, you discover and achieve new talent that you have never seen in yourself. So, my fellow graduates, believe in your dreams, spread your wings, and soar like eagles.
For our subject awards, Academic Excellence in English Language Arts, Matley Jean Rubin and Jarrell Williams. Academic Excellence in Algebra 1, Matthew Okoronjoku and Larson Moncrief. Academic Excellence in U.S. History, Matthew Okoronjoku and Malik Wallace. Academic Excellence in Physical Education, Rinaldi Champagne and Kyle Taylor. Academic Excellence in Performing Arts, Schneider John. Eagle Scholar Athlete of the Year, Jaden Johnson. For our Clear Awards, Confidence is awarded to Rinaldi Champagne, Matthew Okoronjoku, and Kyle Taylor. Leadership is awarded to Snyder John, Daryl Taylor, Jarrell Williams. Effort is awarded to Enzo Barbeau, Dukins Dustin, Sean Christopher. Academic Excellence is awarded to Malik Wallace, Matley Jean Rubin, Kyle Taylor. And Resilience is awarded to Angie Joseph, Jaden Pajat, and David Adams. Our Eagle Scholar of the Year is Mr. Larson Moncrief.
Oh, I guess I'll start. Hello, everybody. I'm James Johnson. I am the Southeast Queens rep for the New York City Comptroller, Scott Stringer, and I'm a community organizer and community advocate. I want to thank Mr. Principal Hall and Ms. Vaughn for allowing me to speak to the class of 2020 for Eagles Academy for Southeast Queens for Young Men. I have a message for the 67 young men that are graduating today. I want to let you know that for so long, there has been young people like myself that's been advocating and organizing the Southeast Queens to make change. Now, in this time right now, we finally feel that we have backup. And you know what? You are our backup. You are our next leaders coming up. And I want to let you know, you don't pay any attention to the media. I know what kind of young men, Black young men, you guys are going to be. You are our future principals. You are our future doctors. You are our future presidents. You are our future congressmen. You are our future FDNY workers. You are our future, and we know you're going to do great things in our community in Southeast Queens. We need you. You're not only going up to high school, you're going up to the next level of advocacy. This summer, I understand that things are going to be different. You're not going to have the same kind of fun that you might have had in camps and things of that nature. But this is a time for you to keep protesting, you to keep finding your voice. We need you in Southeast Queens. You're going to high school. I am a man of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, which is one of the best fraternities. Don't listen to Principal Hall or Brother Williams, Kevin Williams, okay? Coach Williams, all right? It's the best fraternity, and we need advocates just like yourself to come and spread your wings and do what you're doing. And I understand this has been a rough time for everybody, and you are a special class because of the perseverance that you're going to have from now to high school. The world is yours. Take care, be safe, but more importantly, find your voice. We need you now more than ever, okay? Pay no attention to the media. We know what kind of young men you guys are going to be, and I'm so proud to be able to speak to you on your graduation day. And the world is yours. Don't let nobody tell you can't do anything. Pay no attention to the media. You are our future, and we need you in Southeast Queens to understand the value that you men bring. You young boys, young men bring to our communities. You are our kings. We need you to stay active and to find your voice. And everything that's going on in the world right now, the time is yours. Thank you for having me.
David Adams. Enzo Barbeau. Marquise Barnes. Armani Barnett. Walter Barrows. Makai Baxter. Collins Blanchard. Jeremiah Bowden. Orlando Brissett. Ishmael Brown. Makai Bruce. Xavier Caesar. Brian Campbell. DeRay Campbell. John Carlton. Jaleel Cayetano. Rinaldi Champagne. Sean Christopher. Aaron Clark. Dukins Dustain. Garth Dixon Jr. Daryl Duke. Shamar Frazier. Elijah Furlow. Jalen Green. Elijah Greenaway. Axel Harry. Dwayne Houghton. Preston Hayes. Jalen Heaston. Xavier Home, Demarion Howell, Shair Jameson, Christian Jean Baptiste, Matley Jean Lubin, Schneider John,
Schneider Jean, Jaden Johnson, Angie Jaden Joseph, Dylan Joseph, Joshua Lang, Aaron McLean, Josue Mejia, Marlo Mejia, Sean Miller, Larson Moncrief,
Collins Blanchard,
Aiden Morales,
Jeremiah Bowden,
Cranston Morris, Nazir Norwood, Matthew Okranjoku, Jaden Pajot, Elijah Reed, Antoine Robinson, Jonathan Saintville, Dejon Seaborn, Sam Sinity, Malik Smart, Makari Stewart,
Collins Blanchard,
Makai Sutherland, Daryl Taylor, Kyle Taylor, Cameron Thelwell, Tyrone Thomas, Daquan Tillett, Malik Wallace, Jamal Washington, Jarrell Williams, Zymir Williams. Class of 2020, thank you for being the amazing young men that you are, for guiding me and teaching me of how to be a better educator. Thank you for all the memories, racing, tug of war, arm wrestling, to name a few. I look forward to seeing your journey and success. For those of you who are leaving, don't hesitate to come back and visit and let us know how you're doing. Miss you and love you all.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing? I'm sorry, I was just reminiscing on some of the things that our keynote community organizer, James Johnson, was speaking about in terms of the greatest fraternity. I actually appreciate him for that. I appreciate him for that. The reason I appreciate Mr. Johnson for that is because what he did was he emulated so beautifully, whether he intended or not, he emulated a very authentic, a very real, and a very true experience that happens between two men with cordiality, trust, love, and a bond. It's brotherhood. Essentially, what he did was he activated that really awesome, fun, loving side of brotherhood that I actually really embody and try to kind of put forth because I understand the power and the value of brotherhood. So when I think about brotherhood, there is literally no greater academic institution that emulates the power and the value of brotherhood better than an Eagle Academy for Young Men. And, you know, we're just going to name it and say it. Nobody does it better than Eagle Academy for Young Men in Southeast Queens. And when I think about the best modeling of brotherhood and cordiality and friendship and trust and sacrifice and coming to my brother's call and being my brother's keeper, when I think about all of those things and I think about what body of people emulate all of these amazing attributes of brotherhood the best, in my opinion, I think about this 8th grade class. I think about this 8th grade class and the way in which you all have unified through so many different things. I don't know if you guys put this together, but I almost forgot until earlier today that me and you share a very special bond. Me and you came to Eagle Academy for Young Men of Southeast Queens together. This marks my 3rd year as the principal. This marks your 3rd year in our school. Me and you young men of this 8th grade class that's stepping up into their own and growing and maturing into greater young men and going to dominate high school, me and you have a bond. We've literally gone through this experience together. So I'll actually say, and I'll just name it now again, that you all are literally part of me. There's never going to be a time in my life where I'll be able to reflect back on these last 3 years and not put you all front and center as the greatest and, again, the most collaborative and partnered thing in my 3 years at Eagle, being you. Gentlemen, I thank you. I thank you for being that class that showed out and demonstrated leadership and led a middle school. And not just lead a middle school because you were there in September or October, or not just lead a middle school because you were there in November or even December, and January's cool and came back with some sneakers and some Christmas gifts, and you talked about your time off, and February came and it was cool, but we had a break in the middle, but we're back to normal, right? No more winter break. We understand state tests were around the corner and we had to get our minds sharp and ready, and then March came. And it's funny, there's always a term used in the NCAA, and us as educators, we always talk about March being such a difficult month. For those who don't know, and if you haven't recognized it in your school experience before, March Madness is a terminology usually reserved for basketball. But in education, we also use the term March Madness. It is historically the most difficult month in all of the 10 months that a school typically runs, because it is the calendar month with the least to no amount of days off, which we're not as used to in education. And it's also the month where you are pushing towards state assessment at the end of the month for one content area and right around the corner at the top of the month for another. But this year, Madness took on a totally different name. March Madness is now defined as something far different than anything that we would have ever known it to be before. Not for basketball, not for that grit that we have to dig up to kind of make it through a long month of education. March Madness is now going to be known as the month where our entire world changed forever. And you all, more than most people, you as scholars in the 8th grade, and also your 12th grade brothers, but you all experienced something very unique that a lot of us did not. Despite the trauma, despite the turmoil, despite the loss of loved ones, despite having to go into a remote setting for school, despite having to be quarantined in your home, despite not being able to have access to the activities physically that you like to do outside or inside, despite not having that educator that you actually looked forward to being able to see face to face and hold a hand and give a hug to every day, despite not being able to come in twice a month on Saturdays for us to do the mentoring the way that we did and have our fun there and learn those life characteristic lessons, I understand that our whole life and our whole world changed, gentlemen. But despite all of that, Where you are today is not where everyone else made it to. And that's just a very real reality and a fact, and it's not specific to Eagle SEQ, but just the world. There are young men and women in schools that went into this academic year expecting to be able to sit comfortably in the same. Gentlemen, let me tell you the danger about sitting comfortably in the same. When you get comfortable and you sit in the same, you become complacent, therefore you don't grow. Whenever you're satisfied or you figured out everything there is in your life or in your schooling experience or how to be a scholar, you're doing yourself a disservice because you are stagnating your ability to grow. And there are so many opportunities in the last 4 months for you to stagnate your own growth. It was far easier to take an off-ramp of engagement from your academic classwork for you to say, you know what, it's COVID-19, the world is crazy, I don't have time for this remote learning thing, I'm trying to survive. And I talked about survival with your brothers yesterday. But despite all of that, you made it today. Which means that you understood what it was going to take. You dug in deeper than you had no idea you were going to have to on March 1st. You pulled your resources together. You linked into your parents and guardians at home. You linked into your academics in those Google classrooms. Some of us got on one-on-one to kind of affirm you and build you up and get you to this point. And gentlemen, you did it. You did it. What really seemed impossible was possible because you understood that no matter what, you had to make it to today. And you did, gentlemen. And you did. I'm blown away. Not because I didn't expect you couldn't do it, but there's still a magic to when it happens. Because all of the variables and all of the things that were going on in the world, we did not literally know what tomorrow would bring. News changed rapidly in 24 hours. The world was drastically changing day by day. And we had no idea exactly what June 26th was going to look like because we were trying to figure out making it from March 21st to March 22nd. But you did it. You stayed focused. You dug deep. And you did what nearly seemed impossible. And that is the lesson you need to hold on to for yourselves today. This brick that I actually held, and we refer to it as a burden in our fraternity, and keynote community organizer Johnson and AP Harris and those of us that are in some of these organizations will tell you that there's going to be a time in your life where you're going to be tested and you're going to be challenged at a level that you did not even think was possible. Therefore, you thought it was impossible. And somehow, through it all, you go through these moments and these periods of time like you just went through, gentlemen, and you realize impossible is a very, very far off term that is far more overused than it's actually deserved. You'll find out that impossible is actually not really impossible. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Whatever you want to make it through, you will make it through. It's all about your will. It's all about your determination. It's all about you making sure that you're building a network and you're leaning into those who love you most to support you through and carry you through. And gentlemen, you at the ages that you are and in the grade that you are, not even yet at the time of March high school students, exemplified characteristics that most adults struggle with in life. You, gentlemen, are young, and it's in the title of our name as the Eagle Academy for Young Men. But you all demonstrated qualities that me as a grown man, no longer young, have literally jotted down and said that I need to add these to my daily affirmation. I need to be more like my 8th grade scholars. And I thank you, gentlemen. We all thank you. We thank you for making it to today. We thank you for understanding that impossible is really a vacant word. We thank you for digging deep and being the example and the leadership of the future that Organizer Johnson spoke about. We thank you for coming and rising to the call to be able to make it here today so that we all can sleep better, knowing that we have the most dynamic, the greatest, the most accomplished, the most potential seeking, successful, grabbing, acquiring group of young men that the world has ever seen. I will brag on you for life and will do it confidently and put my head on my pillow at night saying no one else will ever be able to come for what the legacy of an 8th grade scholar in the class of 2020 has been able to accomplish in this year. So gentlemen, congratulate yourself. Allow yourselves to be celebrated and congratulated by your families. I love you. You are part of me. We did a journey together, and I thank you. I thank you for allowing me and all of your Eagle educators to be privileged enough to be entrusted with you and helping guide you to the success that you just tackled and took without questions and with no names. And I thank you for being the fierce scholars that we expected you to be unapologetically and successfully. And to all of the parents and guardians of our 8th grade scholars, this day is for them, but rippled and reflected as a congratulations to you as well. All that you put into these young men and all that you do and all the messages I've received over the years and the outpour of passion and advocacy for your young men at a level that I have never seen from a parent group before, I thank you because you understand what it means to hold your young men tight in this world that we live in and in this world that we're looking to rectify and change and make better for them and easier for their leadership to actually progress more aggressively than we're able to now. I thank you for holding them close and holding them tight. I thank you for loving on them. I thank you for entrusting us with them. And I thank you for allowing your babies to actually sprout those wings as eagles, fly and soar. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And with everything that comes with this privilege of being a principal of the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Southeast Queens, this moment and this thing in which I say right now is probably the greatest joy that I get in the academic year. Gentlemen, young scholars of the Eagle Academy for Young Men, 8th grade, graduating, stepping up class of 2020, you have made it. Congratulations. I am here for you in high school and in life, and we will always be here for you because once you're birthed in the nest, it's always home, as Ms. Crawford said. Come on home. We love you. We'll see you soon. Congratulations. You've made it, and I couldn't be prouder. Have a great rest of your afternoon and a great rest of your day.